Hello everyone, and this is day 3 of building a sandcastle out of stones, cobblestones to be precise. Rickstore still hasn't broken down on camera, I don't think. It has broken down multiple times off camera. I didn't record those bits, or I cut them out mostly. I think, at least. This might be the episode where the rickshaw finally breaks down. As you can see, it is currently, I think it's evening. I'm pretty sure that it's evening based on what the sky is doing. When I'm doing this, I've just started adding the outer stones to the second protruding wall. We're going to be slowly building this thing up. Just one cobblestone at a time. We're going to very slowly move all of these cobblestones into the shape that we want this thing to be. Just adjusting some rocks here so that it looks nice and flush. We've also got some other piles of rocks over here on the sides. That was part of another structure that I made ages and ages ago, and it's completely pretty much gone now. I had a little bit of help from Joshua, it's nearly 2 years ago now, but a while ago, and some people did this. By the way, if you know me in real life and you just happen to see this structure on the beach, feel free to add random stones whenever you want to the pile. The more the merrier. If you're a random person who uses geocacher to locate people, maybe not. That'd be a bit weird. Anyway, at this point, I think this is when the rickshaw broke down, and I was like, you know what? We're just going to throw the rocks at the pile. I can't be bothered loading the rickshaw, so we're just going to pick them up and throw them directly at the pile. Maybe it hasn't broken down completely yet, but perhaps the wheel came loose. I'm not exactly sure what happened. It's a while ago now. As you can see, the sun lines up fairly well, perfectly in the southwestern quadrant of the spike that I've made here. Just finishing up removing this wall. This was an old wall that used to be here. A while ago I had 4 arms coming out of the central structure, and they acted as a sand trap and made a nice sandy beach over the top of the stones so that I could just go swimming out here. And then when you want people to not go swimming, because maybe other people notice that it's a nice beach, you just remove the walls and it goes back to stone. Here we go. Time to pick up the odds and ends that have been dropped around here. This started out, I'm pretty sure, as me trying to make a jetty. I was going to make a wharf out of cobblestones, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to chuck a random structure in the middle of the plateau here, as opposed to building a structure all the way out, because that's going to take forever and it's going to be less satisfying. This is the remains of the wharf that I was constructing ages and ages ago. It's unrecognizable now. You wouldn't even know that it was there, because it's just been so weathered over about a 2-year period since I last was even considering doing this project. And sometimes when the rickshaw falls apart, you can just repair it by just chucking the wheels back on and roughly clipping the stuff back together and hoping it doesn't fall to bits, just by brute forcing it together like a set of giant Legos. But very occasionally, and this has happened before, we had to get bigger wheels and reinforce the rickshaw with more scrap metal. I was going along the beach to the next couple of bays along while the tide was in, and the rickshaw just couldn't handle it, and the wheels broke down and it buckled the wheels. Can't remember what I was carrying. I think it was a really big rock, and the wheel did not like that. It crumpled and crumbled and threw a paddy wobble and decided to break while I was in the middle of nowhere along the side of the beach, so I had to drag the parts back on one wheel, which still sort of worked, but I had to drop all the luggage, most of it at least. As you can see, there's sand building up behind the wall here that I'm constructing. The sea just sort of brings the sand in from time to time. It also brings in mangrove propagules from further up the coast, but mostly they die because of the stony terrain. There's just not really favourable conditions for mangrove propagules to work here. I did manage to further propagate one of the seeds in just that little black bath thing. I don't know what you call it. There's a black container on the back of the rickshaw. I put a mangrove propagule in it and filled it up with water. Unfortunately, I left it for too long and the sun evaporated all the water and it died. So lesson learned, keep an eye on the water levels. It doesn't take long for all the water to evaporate in the peak period of summer. It just will incinerate the water in your little black bath there, especially it's black so it absorbs all the light. And at this point the sun's going down. I think I'll end day 3 here. It's been a pretty good day, a little bit of progress, not that much to be honest, but it's a little bit, so I'll take it. Anyway, I will leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye.